In many places, including San Diego, voting is well underway, but not without some troubles. In Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, a vandal set fire to ballot drop boxes. In both cases, the registrars say only a small number of ballots were lost, but they are advised by the registrar to go back and be able to vote again if they think they dropped their ballot in one of those boxes. And senior investigative reporter Jim Avila took a deep dive into the security plans of the county registrar here aimed at preventing vandalism. Jim?
Kim, the Registrar of Voters says the drop boxes here are made from high-grade, heavy-gauge steel, able to resist very high temperatures and are fire suppressant. The boxes are sealed tightly, which limits the amount of oxygen inside that could sustain a fire. Once the ballots are gathered, the registrar tells us the counting process is completely transparent and open for inspection by the public. But we did it for you.
There are 3 ways to vote in person. Only 10% of San Diego voters do that.
Early voting is happening right now. So folks are coming in, they're voting. It goes in an envelope because it's still absentee voting. It goes in this box, and then that gets just added to the process.
So this box is picked up at the end of the day?
It is.
Okay.
Through the post office by mail.
We'll pick up multiple times a day.
Or at the Registrar of Voters drop box, 150 of which are scattered around the county.
Never had any issues with our ballot drop boxes. They're built like little tanks.
Once in-house, the ballots go to a machine that compares signatures on the envelopes to signatures on the voter registration form. It all happens behind glass walls, visible from public hallways. Anyone can watch.
They're allowed to stand over here, though, anyway, and see if they wanted to.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we do have usually a pretty robust group of observers that comes in throughout the process.
If the machine can't match the signature, the ballot is set aside and sent to this room for further review.
This is the initial signature verification.
Now, the humans take over.
They're comparing the signature on the envelope against the signature in the voter's registration file.
From here, it's on to the counting room, where computers look over the ballots to make sure the little ovals are filled in correctly. This room is sealed off from hackers. The computers are not connected to the internet. It's a totally self-contained air-gap system.
So observers can visually see these wires aren't going anywhere. They're not leaving the room.
In 2020, the registrar in San Diego did not have any of the conspiracy controversies or complaints seen in other parts of the country.
We have a long history of conducting secure, safe elections with the highest level of integrity.
And of course, the most common of the conspiracies is that non-citizens are voting. In California, that's a felony. And there are other serious ramifications that are a real deterrent to voting illegally.
Somebody would have to be willing to risk both prosecution and deportation.
Destroying any chance of being a citizen if they're going through citizenship.
There have been no complaints of illegal voting so far in San Diego, and the registrar says her office has not suffered any of the threats that other registrars around the country have seen. Kim?
That's a pretty elaborate process for staying safe and secure.
It is, and the important part is you can go down and watch. They welcome people to come in and look, so to try to alleviate all that suspicion that's out there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim.